Welcome to the Kinda Krunchy podcast, where we talk about all things health and wellness. We can't wait for you to hear today's episode, so let's get to it. Hi guys, welcome back to Kinda Krunchy. We have a very fun episode today that we think is going to be fun. I'm Rachel, if you're new here.
And I'm Jensen.
And we're the hosts here. We are both, if you're watching our video, in green today for St. Patrick's Day, and we didn't even plan this.
Nope,
different shades of green, feeling very springy.
Yep.
We're going to get into the episode, which is our toxic traits, which is, it's all in good fun. Like, guys, we have high self-confidence and self-love here. Yeah. So this is like a mini roast of us, but it's more, this was a fun idea. I messaged Jensen the one day, a voice message, and was like, oh my gosh, I have this idea for an episode, and I have such a long list of things that are just like icks about me, or like my annoying habits and stuff that I feel like would just be so funny to share. And she was like, wait, I have so many too. And I was like, we need to do this.
I'm sure everyone has and I'm sure a lot of you will relate to a lot of these too. So I'm excited to share them.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that soon. First, we always do like little life updates. We just catch up and stuff. So I'm going to ask Jensen, what's going on in your life? You have some big life updates, I feel like.
I have two really big life updates. Okay. So earlier this week, I had a procedure done. Kind of a big deal. I was like under anesthesia, this whole thing. Basically, they thought that my uterus was septum, meaning that they're like, basically your uterus should be a circle, and mine was more like a heart shape. There's like,
oh, love
I know, it's so cute. Apparently, you're born that way. Nothing like I did to do that. Like it just some people that happens. And it was more also of like an exploratory surgery too, of like, hey, we're gonna just go in, check your tubes, check your uterus, like see if there's any infections, inflammation, all the things. So luckily I was like under anesthesia, which on anesthesia, like don't remember anything. I remember literally them wheeling my bed, and they said that they gave me like a sedative, not even like the anesthesia, just like something to relax me. I don't remember anything after that. Nothing.
You just had a good nap.
Nothing. I kind of remember waking up. I obviously got changed after when I was done to leave. Don't remember walking out of the hospital. Barely remember the drive home. Like, it's all a blur to me. Anesthesia does me dirty. But, yeah, so that was Monday morning. The surgery went really well. It was like delayed because my like doctor was behind because he found something in the surgery before. So like I just kind of laid in bed with an IV for like 3 hours, which wasn't fun. Not that it was terrible, but I also couldn't like drink any water. So I was like, Logan, this is terrible. Logan's sitting with me the whole time because he's the best husband ever. And he's like, it was like 11 o'clock. He's like, I don't even have any water at this point in my day yet. I was like,
that would be my husband too.
He's like, I don't have my first glass of water to right for lunch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here, or like dying. But yeah, so basically they did confirm that my uterus was septum, and they like cut it. So basically that can hinder implantation of an embryo. It can also lead to miscarriages. It can also apparently has to do with could like make like a baby like breached or something. So it's like, it was really good that they fixed that. One of my tubes was partially blocked. And I guess I have a lot of like inflammation in my uterus, which is fun. They're not sure if it's endometriosis or not. They kind of want to see if there's any infection. So I'm still waiting to I get like test results back like every day. They did all these swabs and stuff. And I like get them into my email. They're like, you don't have gonorrhea. You don't have chlamydia. I'm like, great. And then it's just like, it's basically telling me, hopefully everything's come back negative so far, but I'm hoping like something like something treatable comes back.
I want a bad result.
Give me like, there's like an infection and you can treat it. But the septum and the tube, that was like huge. So I'm like, it was a huge answered prayer because I was just like, I was just so scared that like they were going to be like, everything's fine. And I'd be like, no, everything's not fine. Yeah. And now this is not like a good like attitude to have toward people. So, but I just have to say how I feel. I just want to like tell so many people I told you so, because the amount of people, if you're going through fertility, you get it, that say to you, just relax, you need to relax, which again, I know stress does play a part, but it's like, oh, just relax, you need to stop trying, like, it'll just happen, like, and it's like the amount of people that say that, and I want to be like, show them, like, I literally have pictures of like laparoscopic of my like uterus and be like,
She
nope,
showed me.
I showed Rachel it right there. And be like, nope, yep, here was the issue. This was a big problem and they fixed it, but like I'm not crazy. Like something was physically wrong with me, and there's still probably things wrong, but we feel like it's just like a step in the right direction. So yeah, and honestly, like no pain after the surgery. I've had no pain all week. I like people were so sweet, like bringing me meals, which I'm like so grateful for. But I'm also just like I'm okay. Like I'm like obviously like it was. I'm not gonna
chill
say
guy.
I was like I don't know.
So sweet.
But I'm just like grateful. Yeah, I've been feeling great. And I actually this segues perfectly into my next life update. I've been off work all week because I got a new job. So
before starting the new job,
yes,
you've been off.
It like perfect.
Yeah.
So my last day of my old job was last Friday, the 23rd, and then my procedure was February 26th. And I was like, I could have started my new job this week, but I'm like, after the procedure, I'm like, I just think it'll be good for me to like rest. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take a week off, and it has been amazing. I've rested. But I've also done a lot of things, got a lot of things done. But yeah, so I have a new job. So that starts Monday, which is like 3 days from now, which I'm so excited for. I'm going to be working at a company called Clark Associates. If from Lancaster, you've probably heard of it. It's like a big company out here. Yeah, and I'll be in a job that I would say would be more similar to my role when I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods right out of college. I'm in like the procurement division is where I will be. My role title is category analyst. But I'm so excited. The only thing, and it's not that I'm actually kind of excited for it, but it'll be an adjustment. I'll be in person, which I very much got used to my like at work from home, which that I think will be hard, but I think hopefully one day like I'll be able to transition back into something maybe more hybrid or just, I don't know, this is just a season, but I think I'm learning so much right now, and I'll be learning so much, so like it's gonna be good to be in person, and I'm just excited to like meet people there, and like their office like is dog friendly. It's not Bentley friendly because Bentley is crazy. Well, he's laying here right now. If he would be like this all day, it'd be great, but yeah.
Maybe in like 5 years.
Someone pulls out a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and he smells that peanut butter,
They're
and
done.
like, they're just like, yeah, it's over. But yeah, I'm like so excited. So yeah, within the last month, like I feel like this procedure, like I feel like it's like a lot of new beginnings. Like it's a new job. It's like a fresh slate of my like womb. Like spring, spring is here. Like it just feels like so many like new things are happening, and it feels like very like refreshing. So yeah, I had a procedure this week, got a new job. Those are pretty big life updates, yeah.
Those are huge life updates.
I know. So I'm really grateful and feel really blessed to just like, all this new stuff. So
I'm glad that all this newness is coming and that they were able to just find some stuff and correct it while they were in there, and that you're feeling so good.
Yeah. So
big life updates.
I know.
Mine are like small in comparison.
You were telling me what they were, and they don't seem small. But I guess compared to like a procedure, new job, they are. But still, tell us. Yes, I want to hear.
So the first one is Logan and I got a camper,
which is huge.
I've just been sitting on this life update since like literally November, December when it happened.
I had no idea.
It's just been in my life update list because how it happened is it's just a pop-up camper.
Okay.
We weren't looking for a camper. Okay. This past year when we went camping, we've always bopped around between my in-laws camper and my parents' camper they do like a big week-long camping trip. All the family has campers and comes. Well, okay, so there's a lot of grown siblings now, and Logan and I found ourselves with minimal sleeping options this year, and we ended up tenting, which was a fun experience.
Yeah.
But we were like, oh, maybe someday we'll like rent our own camper or get our own camper. So we were just like lightly mentioning that to my in-laws, and my father-in-law does a lot of buying at auctions for vehicles and like, I don't know, there's like campers and stuff at these auctions because he's very mechanically inclined, and he'll like buy vehicles, fix them up, and then sell them like cheap or whatever. He's retired. It's like hobby stuff. Okay. So anyway, he just one day, we were actually away, and he messaged us like, hey, there's a camper at the auction. It's like pretty much brand new. It came from a lot just because they couldn't sell it. This is the price they want, which was only a couple $1,000, which is crazy because campers are like expensive, even though it's a pop-up and stuff like that. Was still very, very cheap for it. And he was like, I think I'm just going to buy it. And then if you don't want it, I'll resell it for more. Like it doesn't need anything done with it. But like he was told it was new, all this stuff, but you can't always like go and look at them. You kind of have to buy it, like bid online on it, and then you get to go get it. So he got it, and we came home from like our little trip and stuff, and it's just like literally brand new inside. All the upholstery, everything. Like it's like outdated camper looking because that's how they are.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a fancy modern camper. But like literally everything's new in it. It's so nice. It's in perfect condition, and like we literally got it for like nothing considering it's a camper. And so now we just have a camper, which is kind of fun. And I had like all these big ideas of like, oh, let's redo it. Like, let's put some laminate in and paint it and make it real cute. And I might do that. But I think this first year in it, I'm just going to like buy things to stock it with that we need for camping. Like that all the other people that go camping have because they've acquired them over the years. But we're like going to have to get it to stock the camper with. But it'll be nice to just have like our own little space when we go. And it like allows us the opportunity, like if we want to go up to Maine or somewhere else, to like go cheaper because campsites are like $20-$30 a night a lot of times. So to reduce the cost of staying like in a hotel or whatever, like we still like hotels and stuff, but it just gives us another option. And so it's kind of just been on the back burner of my mind because my father-in-law got it, and it's like then winter happened, and we looked at it once, and then we like put it away and covered it up and like for the winterized it and stuff. But it'll be a fun project this spring. We have a lot of projects going on in our house right now, and I have the garden and stuff. So I don't want to undertake too much and like try to do a whole flip of this camper this year. Maybe next year, it depends. That might even be a busier year, so we'll see. But it's exciting because now we just like have this little camper, and honestly, like it's in such good condition that it'll probably last us for several years, and like we could totally like take kids camping in it or whatever too. So that's just a fun little update.
After we record, I want to see all pictures of. Do you have pictures of it? Like,
I do.
I want to see.
Yeah,
oh, that's fun.
Yeah. The other life update I have is so Logan and I this week got fed up by everything. I don't know. We just both were so annoyed by all these places just increasing their bills. Like, so we auto pay on a lot of stuff. And so then it's like harder to catch. Sometimes Logan really has like an eagle eye for all our money because he's in finance, whatever. Right. And it's just like our bills with stuff just have steadily been increasing for the same services, or like they just increased Comcast. Okay. I have a vendetta against Comcast. So where we live, our house, the only internet service we can get is Comcast, which is amazing internet. Like they have really, I think, some of the best internet. Or we could get Starlink. Okay. Which Starlink now has gone from like $400 for the satellite dish to like $600 or $700, and like their prices have gone up for internet per month. So we don't want to like invest in that satellite, especially if we're going to move in a few years. I know you can take it with you and whatever, but just so we feel like we're kind of like stuck with Comcast. They just like we pay for cable internet and a landline. Well, I've never even known our landline phone number or had one because they gave us some like triple play that it's cheaper, blah blah blah. Literally, our bill went up by $40 this month. Because apparently like our contract ended or whatever, but it was just like, we do not watch cable. We do not watch cable. Logan will watch sports sometimes, but he normally streams them because we have like a bunch of different streaming platforms. We don't use the landline, and we're paying like a ridiculous amount for internet. So online, like it says like new customers, $35 a month for 2 years. So we call and we're like, what is it for just internet? Oh, $120. Okay, I've been a customer since 2017, paying my bill on time. And they're like, yeah, we value you. And I'm like, okay, so what's the cheapest you can do for internet? Oh, $100. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. And they're like, well, we can take your speed down really low and then do 80. And I'm like, I literally work with someone who's getting double my speed for 80. And you want to take me to half my speed for 80. Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then our trash was another thing. Like, we were just paying so much for our trash service. And there was someone local that just started like their own trash business that was half the cost. So I was like to Logan and I canceled my Spotify this week. Wow. We took our Netflix plan down to the cheaper one with ads. I was like, I am done. I'm done paying bills. I called the trash. I was going to cancel them. They're like, oh, actually we price match. And I was like, okay, well, they're half the cost you are. And she's like, yeah, actually we can do $5 cheaper than them. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, for a year. And I was like, and then what happens? And she's like, well, either you call back and cancel, or you can ask to price match again with someone that still has a cheap price in your area. And I was like, why have I been paying double this then if you can do less than this other guy that was at half? She's like, people just don't know about it. So I'm like, okay. So we stayed with our trash because our bill got cut in half for that. And then our Comcast, I was just so mad at them. I'm not kidding. They were just, the customer service was awful. It was just so frustrating. Logan and I said, that's it. We're canceling. We are canceling everything. And we were thinking about going and getting like a mobile hotspot for internet that works off the cell towers. It's like a little box. Like they have them through different cell phone providers. Like you can get from T-Mobile or Verizon or whatever. And then like if you go camping or something, you take it with you and your internet works off it. Okay, so it was like a cheap deal. But we called Comcast on a Friday and said we wanted to cancel everything. And they're like, oh no, like we can do $80. We can do this. And I was like, nope, we're canceling everything. So they were like, okay, your services will be cut off tomorrow. And like, I need internet because I work from home.
I was going to say.
My plan, we were like, we're going to cancel. We're either going to get one of these little boxes or we're going to call back and like try to get a better deal after we cancel for a period of time. Like I can go to my parents and work on their internet or something until we figure it out. Or we have bad cell service at our house because otherwise I just use the hotspot for my phone.
Okay. But
our service is so bad, it like doesn't work. So we were like, we got to figure something out. So we call on a Friday and they're like, okay, it'll be canceled tomorrow morning. Well, it gets to Saturday, it's not canceled. It gets to Sunday, it's not canceled. So I was like on Monday going to call them back and be like, did you not put the cancellation through? They call me. They're like, okay, we can offer you $45 a month for the same internet speed you're at right now. This is like a one-time promotion offer for the next like year for you so that we don't lose you as a customer. And I was like, yes. Like I didn't even have to call them. They called me. So here's a tip. If you're annoyed with your bills, literally call and just tell them you want to cancel everything. And then they told me like, oh, well, it takes 10 days to process the cancellation. So they leave your internet on and then they call you back to try to keep you because they don't want to lose that customer.
Wow.
And so like now we got literally, that was like a third of what our bill had become.
That's amazing.
So we just cut so much off our bills this week because we just got annoyed. And sometimes you just have to call. And like, we weren't like mean or yelling at anyone. We just were like stern. Like I was literally stern. I was like, that price does not work for me. You need to go lower. And they're like, we can't. And I was like, well then cancel. And apparently they wanted to keep the customer. So anyway, there's a tip for everyone. If you're annoyed with paying too much for everything, call and tell them you want to cancel. And apparently a lot of places price match or they just want to keep you as a customer. So
it's amazing. Also, like I learned this kind of going off that when you like, I was talking to a guy from UPMC and it's about paying like medical bills. He's like, oh yeah, if you pay in advance, you get like a discount. Or if you just like call, if you just call and like so many things when you auto pay online, you can't like get any deals. But if you just call and talk to someone, like they like will discount things for you, which like who knew? Like I didn't even know that.
Medical billing is so whack because like if you're like self-pay, they get all these discounts.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how medical billing works. It's insane.
Well, I'm so glad you cut your bills. That's great.
Yeah, thanks. I'm feeling good about it. We just cut hundreds off our monthly bills.
Yeah, that's huge.
Just because we were annoyed that we felt like and they're sneaky like that. They'll just like same service and it's just a little bit each month until you're like, why am I paying this much for something I don't even use?
Yep.
So there's a tip.
Well, do you have any more? Or should we get into
No, let's get into our episode after my rant.
So we're just going to talk about our bad habits, our toxic traits. Yeah, I'm excited. We didn't compare lists before this. So
we didn't talk about these at all.
So
I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. Who should go first?
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 things with my car.
Wait, my first one's about my car too.
Okay, the first one is, I don't know if you're supposed to do this. Are you supposed to put your foot on the brake when you start your car? I think you're supposed to put your foot on the brake to start
like
it.
when you put it in gear, like you need.
Well, just even like before you put it in gear, I think they tell you like just put your foot on the brake. I don't do that.
Oh,
I just like turn my car on like hard start.
I guess I think I do. I don't. I probably just do it second nature.
And this is the part I'm really bad about. I always turn my car off before I put it in park, which like ruins your transmission. I'll literally be in drive and put my foot on the brake like in a parking lot and just turn the car off. And I'm like, oh shoot. And then I put it in park after the car's off. And I do it way too often. It's not like once in a blue moon. It's like once a week. And like I just know I'm just ruining my car. Logan would be really mad if he knew it was that often. And it's like, I just like unconsciously do it. Like it's not purposeful. But that's the problem is like I'm not thinking enough. And the other thing is I never scrape my windshield when it's snowy or cold out, I just shoot as much wiper fluid as possible, and my blades are just getting tore up. Like, it does not matter the amount of ice and snow, Jensen. Even if they're, like, struggling to come up, I'm sitting in the car like, come on. I don't have a car starter, so I had one, and Logan's car used to be my car I drove to work. Okay. So we put the auto starters in that car. Oh. But now I don't really drive for work. I go like one day a week. And sometimes I like go to the gym in the morning. So I don't go start my car because why do I want to be cold in the morning? Yes. So I'm just killing my wipers with, and I go through so much washer fluid in the winter because I will just spray and spray and spray, and I'll be driving and it's like still not clear, and I'm just constantly spraying till the ice. It's a toxic trait. Toxic traits. Things I could fix today. Yeah. But I've just adopted as, this is a fun little girly quirk. Yep. That's actually very toxic and I need to fix it.
So are my next two are also about my car. So the first one is, I never not never, but often I won't fill my car up like the entire gas tank. I'll fill it up like halfway or 3/4 of the way. One, because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hurry or I'm cold. Like if it's cold out, I'm not gonna stand there the whole time. I could go sit in my car while and then I have a second thought that I'm like not spending as much money. I'm like, oh, I only have to put $30. I only have to put $30 in the app instead of putting $50 in because I'm like, it's less money on gas. When I'm like, I'm gonna have to refill this up again, and I hate filling up my car with gas. Yeah. That's one. Second one is also going off that, I will go until my car is almost on empty and I'm like scared that I'm not going to make it to the gas station. Logan does the same. We've gotten down to, I don't know if we've got down to 1 mile on his car. His is digital where it says, mine just is like, basically just says like you're going to run out of gas. His is like, you have 2 miles left. We've done that before many times. It's really exciting. The next one is, I'm a very organized person. I mean, I hate clutter. My house isn't perfect, but like I cannot stand mess. But my car is like my catch-all. I hate it. I hate it on myself. I like don't want people to like see my car. Like, and it's not like, it's not dirty. It's just like, I like leave just my like
stuff everywhere.
I leave gloves in there. Or I leave like my Yeti from that I had my tea. Like I just like, and it's not dirty. It's just like cluttered. And it's a catch-all. And I remember when Logan, I may have shared this on here. I remember when Logan and it was our first date. And we like met at this restaurant in Pittsburgh, and he was being a gentleman and walked me to my car, and I was like,
don't look.
I was like, please don't walk me to my car. And then I made a comment like, oh, my car's messy, and he's like, oh my gosh, he was just so infatuated with me at that point. Like he's just like,
so cute.
So cute, even your little messy car. And now he's like, you leave so much stuff in the car. But I want to give myself credit before you came today. Oh, so this week I've been off. Every day I've had on my list, clean out your car. And Friday at noon, I cleaned out my car. And now it looks great. And it wasn't dirty. It just had stuff that just accumulated. And now my car looks great. Will it last? Oh, my trunk, though. And there's still lots of... The trunk you don't see. You don't know what's in there. I don't know what's in there.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know what's in there. So we're not talking about the trunk. But the back seat is cleared. People could actually ride with me. People will be like, oh, like some of my youth group girls like, can you pick me up on the way to youth group? And I'm like... Nope. Sorry. Yeah, sure. Sorry about the mess.
Throw it to the other seat.
Yeah, so that is my thing.
That's funny. Logan's car I brought today, and he's the same way. It's a catch-all. It's not like, he doesn't like fast food and like rotting food. Yeah. It's like he has all his golf stuff in there. He has stuff if he goes like to swim, like to the pool in the winter. He swims and stuff. Like he's just got stuff in there. Yeah. And I even, like, I got him an organizer for some of his golf stuff for in the trunk and all this stuff. He has, like, a cowboy hat from when he was in the red zone in high school, Jensen.
Still?
Like, in his trunk. He has, like, artifacts in his car that just switch. This isn't even a car he had in high school. They just switch car to car. And he's like, no, I can't throw them out. They just, like, exist in the car permanently. And so, like, oh, my goodness, like, we're not riding in that car this weekend unless you move a bunch of junk because it's just everywhere. Yeah. So I understand. I keep a very tidy car.
I know that.
But I don't care. Like I wouldn't have cared if you cleaned your car for me. And then I brought Logan's today, and it actually came in handy because his seat like sits back weird, and while driving, sometimes it makes like my leg uncomfortable because of the position I'm in. And so I reached in the back seat and grabbed a handful of clothes he has in his car closet and put them under my butt as like a
Wow.
little
See?
booster seat, and it made me much more comfortable. So I was thankful he had all his closet in there.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes like I'll like walk over to someone's car or I'll ride with someone. They're like, "Oh my gosh, my car's so messy," and I'm like, "Don't care. You're talking to someone
you don't
that
even
like
know.
you don't even know." But I want to say I want to not blame this, but like it's definitely like you pick up habits from your parents that you don't mean to. I remember my mom would always say about my dad, like, he never brings in anything from the car. Like, he just comes in the house. He doesn't grab anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's the worst. And now I'm my dad. And
It's
go in
funny
the house,
how you
I'm
just
like,
become your
I
parents.
just carry my purse in, and then there's just stuff everywhere. So,
Leave the mess somewhere else.
yeah, well, yeah, because I'm like,
Out of sight, out of
But then I'm
mind.
like, I don't want to bring the mess into my
Yeah.
tidy house. Yeah, so that's my mindset. Okay, that's over. You can go on your next one.
My next one, okay, so I used to be a nail biter.
Okay.
Okay, I picked up the habit from my dad, who bites his nails,
Oh.
who picked it up from his mom, who like
Wow.
literally didn't have nails. She bit them back so bad.
Wow.
Okay, so it was like when I was like 3 or 4. This is what my mom told me. I wanted to be like my dad and started biting my nails to be
Aw.
like him. Yeah, except it was like it
Sure.
plagued me my whole
Yeah.
life, right? So like even through high school, it was just like an unconscious like habit or like nervous tick, even though I don't like feel nervous.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And so I like tried to nix it. Like I did all the things,
Yeah.
like the nail polish, like band-aids on the fingers, all these different things. I finally just like, I don't know how I did it, but I don't bite my nails
Mhm.
anymore. Now sometimes you'll see me just like chew, but I don't bite them
Okay.
off. Okay. And I try not to do it
Mhm.
because it's very unhygienic. And I think working in the schools too, especially like during COVID and
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
and just like with little kids that I'm literally like touching poop and
Uh-huh.
stuff, like helped break that habit.
Mhm.
I broke it before that, kind of like before I got married and stuff too. So though I still have nail issues that I like my cuticles. I just like am obsessive. I've switched from the fingernail biting to like I pick my cuticles.
I do that sometimes.
And my worst habit is I will get the nail clippers out and I don't clip my nails. I just file them now, okay? And they're like strong and healthy. They used to be weak and brittle, whatever. Like I'm very happy about that. I will cut my cuticles back with nail clippers, which is not how you're supposed to do it. And I will do this like once a week and just make all my cuticles bleed. Like I cut them back too far and Logan will just like sit there and watch me and be like, why are you doing that? There's literally like your cuticles do not need cut. It's just like a compulsive thing. I'm like, no, like I need to do it. Like right now I'm looking at them. I'm like, they definitely need cut. And they don't. There's no cuticle to cut there. I could go to the salon and like get manicures and stuff. I'm not spending the money for that. And this is something I could stop right now if I wanted to. It's a toxic trait. Don't look at my hands. Don't look at my nails. I also don't get my nails done because I am so rough on my hands. Right now, like look at, I cut myself with a knife 2 times this week, taking caulking out of the tub because I was supposed to have a utility knife and didn't have one and decided I needed to do that project that day. So I got a kitchen knife and was doing it and slit my finger. Like my other fingers are cracking. Like my hands are always a mess because I am so rough on them. Everything I do, like I'm never going to have pretty fingers and hands.
Lifting weights, my hands are so gross. I get calluses.
Yeah, I don't have nice hands or feet. And I'm sorry, that's just true. And Logan has like the nicest smooth feet and hands. And it's like, he's like, your hands and feet are gross. And I'm like, listen, I'm doing hard work with these babies. Like, that's why. It's proof of hard work. Anyway.
Okay, I don't know if this is a toxic trait, but it's a toxic trait to Logan. Because when we were like talking about doing this episode, I was like, Logan, what are my toxic traits? He's like, oh, let me tell you. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Reel it back. But
I asked my Logan too, and he said like literally one, and I was like, okay, now I didn't mean insult me. I meant funny things. And he's like, okay, maybe just don't ask because this is gonna cause a fight. And he's like, I meant it funny. And I was like, no, you went personal.
Okay. Peeing in the shower. It's toxic to him.
I feel like we need to do a poll.
We need to do a poll because I literally wrote settle this debate because so many people I talk to are like, who cares? Like, it's going down the drain. Why would you waste a flush? Why would you, like, you get in the
But then if it's a shower tub and someone bathes in the tub, I guess that could be gross. But
or
we don't take baths,
yeah,
really.
Either do we, or if it doesn't drain, that's the thing. Like, if you're like, oh, the water. But, like, I mean, it's not like I'm like, oh, I can't wait to shower so I can pee. Like, it's like,
oh, I need to pee. Let me hop in the shower.
It's like I get in the shower, the water is rushing, and
it
just like it naturally just comes out. I don't think it's crazy. Logan thinks it's the most like disgusting thing in the whole world.
Really?
And it's like
He doesn't pee in the shower because I feel like boys would be more likely than girls.
No, well, he claims not to because he gives me a hard time about it. So, yeah.
I doubt he's never peed in the shower.
I mean, I doubt he's...
Take him to trial.
I mean, he probably has like once or twice, but like
accidentally, and then he hates himself for a week.
But like he is very anti-pee in
Really?
the shower, which like we were talking to his whole family. They're like, yeah, who cares? Like, yeah, pee in the shower, and he's like, what? You're disgusting. And I'm like, Logan, I think you're the one that's off here, but
that's so
yeah,
funny.
we have to put a poll up.
What about peeing in the pool?
Ew, I wouldn't pee in the pool. I'd pee in the ocean.
I pee in the pool.
No.
I never swim, first off, okay? I hate swimming pools.
No.
It's not like I get in the pool to pee.
Yeah,
but if I am soaking wet, been in the pool, and I said that really weird, been in the pool and need to pee, sorry, I'm peeing in the pool. There are enough chemicals, and you don't swim with me if you're grossed out by it. Logan hates that I do that. He's like, do not. I'm peeing in the pool.
I mean, I guess there are so many chemicals. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever. Yeah, but
we need to do pools on both.
Yeah, like what is okay? But peeing in like the ocean, the lake, like because we'll go swimming with his family, or we'll go out on the boat with his family. And you're on the boat for like hours. I'm like, I need to pee, and sometimes I will literally get in the water just to pee because like that's where else are you gonna go?
Yeah, a lake. I feel like there's more room for it to go than a pool, maybe.
Yeah,
but
ocean's hard sometimes because like the waves are crashing, and you're like, I'm
trying to pee here, guys.
So okay, that was. I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's toxic or not, but it's. Yeah, so that's one that Logan is not a fan of.
My next one is one that grosses Logan out.
Oh, tell me.
And I didn't even have to ask him. I just knew.
Yeah.
I eat anything cold. Anything.
Wait, same.
And I kind of prefer it sometimes.
Same. Okay. Wait.
Okay, so like I feel like eating pizza cold or spaghetti cold are kind of like common.
Yeah.
Okay, like I make potato soup for the week. Like I am getting it out of the fridge and dipping bread in it cold like it's a dip.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Like chicken fettuccine alfredo. It is better cold.
Thai food's amazing cold.
I will eat anything cold and it disgusts Logan.
So I eat quiche cold and Logan is like, how do you do that? Or like I'm so anti-microwave. I'll use it sometimes, but like, you know, EMS whole thing. So like I had like ham loaf today. I didn't heat it up. I just ate it cold.
Yeah, that's like a hamburger patty.
Yeah.
Before I left the house today, I had a hamburger for breakfast.
Bacon
cold with ketchup on it.
Bacon cold out of the fridge.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
sausage.
Literally any food. And especially the ones that you'd be like, don't eat that cold.
Yeah. Wait, I didn't know
it's better cold.
Okay, this is great. This is
and I'm going to eat it cold, and Logan can't even watch me. Like, he'll come into the kitchen because I'm like heating something up for leftovers for like lunch or something on a weekend. And I'm like eating, and he'll be like, please tell me you want to eat that cold. Chili. Like, if chili is cold.
Yes, I eat chili cold.
I'll eat it. He's like, I'm literally going to gag. Like, you can't do that in front of me. And I'm like, then get out of the kitchen.
Logan doesn't eat anything cold, really. Except pizza. I feel like that's normal. But, like, he's very much heat everything up. I'm like, I like it cold. I don't know why. Yeah.
That's something we've on done. We need to do polls for all of these.
Yes, we should do polls for all these.
If people think this is gross or not.
Settle the debate. We should call this episode Settle the Debate.
Yeah, we actually should. It's not even a debate because we agree.
We agree.
The foods are better cold.
It's really just the men in our lives that have different opinions. Okay, another toxic trait of mine is avoiding putting laundry away. It is just like if I could hire a maid, if I could have someone do one thing in my house, I hate doing laundry. I hate it. I despise it. I will admit it. It's just, I'll do dishes. I love cleaning dishes. I'll clean the toilet. I'll vacuum. I have this little handheld vacuum that Logan's parents got me for Christmas. I will just crawl on the floor and try to vacuum things up. I love it. I will do so many things. The thing I'll do is I will do things to avoid putting laundry away, putting clothes away. It's not the act of washing it. It's not the act of drying it. It's the act of folding it and putting it away. Can't stand it. So, like, my thing is, like, I will just, like, usually when I bake something, it's like, oh my gosh, Jensen, you made brownies. Yeah, I don't want to put laundry away. Like, I will do other things. I will procrastinate with other chores to avoid the chore that I don't like. And it's a really bad habit because then I get really behind on laundry and then I get stressed out because I'm behind on laundry. Yeah. And it's something I need to be better at. So that's one of my toxic traits.
Laundry is actually like, I love laundry. Oh. I have no problem doing it. I hate sweeping.
I have a load if you
I hate sweeping.
Okay.
Like, I'm completely opposite.
Yeah.
and I hate dishes.
See, I would do a whole sink of dishes before I put clothes away.
See, yeah, I'm completely opposite. And it's so funny. I have like a certain folding techniques for my shirt. Like I fold them like front out. So I do like this finger thing to tuck the sleeves and then do a tri-fold. So it's like the Marie Kondo so that it fits nice in the drawers. I love to have like a nicely organized drawer. So I do Logan's laundry too, because otherwise his drawers like, I don't have to do all of our laundry, but I like his drawers to be tidy and it annoys me. Like if he's left to his own devices, that's my personal choice. I'm spending my time doing his laundry and putting it away because I'm too OCD about it. But yes, laundry brings me a little joy.
Well, I think another thing is, and this is also an issue, I have so much clothes that I like can't get rid of, and our drawers are filled that it stresses me out because I'm like, I don't have hangers, I don't know where I put this. Like, if all my clothes are clean, there's not room for them. I'm like, that's an issue in its own. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, my next one is 3-in-1. Okay. And it all focuses on me being loud, which I would say is Logan's number one like pet peeve with me is I am just a loud person. Okay. I am. I come from a family of loud people. My dad's family functions are just everybody shouting to try to be the one heard over everyone. And it's just like, I grew up like that and it's ingrained in me and I'm just loud. Everything I do is loud. The way I put dishes away is loud. The way I walk is loud. The way I talk, especially like if I get excited about something, I just like my volume level goes up. And Logan has, I think, the world's most sensitive ears. And again, we're just like the perfect couple in that like something that is one of his biggest sensitivities is like something I trigger all the time. Okay, so yeah, I'm just in general loud. Some other ways I'm very loud is I always talk on speakerphone on any call. Like not if I'm in public, but if I am in my house and someone calls me, you are on speaker.
Yeah, we don't want those EMFs near our head.
Well, that's part of it, okay? Because you don't want to hold it up. I'm also normally doing stuff, right? Yeah. Logan calls me on his way home from work every day as soon as he leaves, which is like the sweetest thing. But when he's leaving work is normally when I'm starting dinner. And so I will put him like on the toaster on speakerphone. And I'm just like cooking, you know? It's noisy. Like I'm not trying to be delicate. And so many nights he's just like, I have to go. You are being so loud. And we've surmised that the iPhone picks up that noise louder than anything else because he's like, you just have to hear this sometime. Like it is like hurting my ears so bad. It's not even the way I'm talking. But yes, if he's in the house too and my mom calls on speakerphone, we're talking and he's just like, can you not? Like go have a conversation. Like I want to exist in here too. The other thing I'm really loud and I'm aware of this, I type super loud.
Oh, really?
I'm a fast typer, and when I really like get going, I'm like pounding. And I only work in person one day a week, and I'm like, sometimes I become conscious of it, and I'm like, everyone has to hate me because we're like sharing a room with office desks, and I'm like, and I'm like, I am that person. Like they have to hate me. So then I'll try to be really quiet, and then I'm hyper aware, and then I can't get my stuff done. But yeah, I'm just loud in general. I know that's a pet peeve for some people, and I try to be conscious of it when I can, but it's literally something I'd have to be conscious of 24/7. Yeah. There are times I'm talking to Logan, and he's literally like, and it's not rude to me because literally that's him just telling me like, I can't hear what you're saying because you're so loud. That's all I'm focused on. So I know some other people who you're like, she talks way too loud. Even on the podcast, I'm so loud.
Yeah, we've had so many people be like, we can't hear Jensen loud enough. And I
feel like Rachel's screaming.
And I feel like I talk in a very, like, I'm not quiet. I'm just quiet compared to Rachel. So, like, there's been times where it's like, I'm going to move the mic closer to me.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, please, like, turn it your way. Yeah. Because one thing about me is I'm always going to be screaming.
Yeah. Especially when
I need to share that. One thing about me, always going to be screaming.
Well, and also, like, a lot of the people who listen don't know you're Logan. And I think Logan is just so, like, he's more shy and quiet. And, like, you are, like,
we are opposites.
You are so opposites. I still look back and, like, when you guys started dating, and I literally was like, what? How is this ever going to work? I truly was like, how is this going to work out? I mean, just being honest, like, you just seem so opposite.
Yeah.
And here you are, 10, 11, 12 years. How many years have you been together? Like, together?
Yeah, going on 12.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we grow one another.
We do. It's awesome. But yeah,
we love one another.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one for me is sometimes oftentimes, when I brush my teeth, I like leave like toothpaste in the sink, and I didn't realize this was an issue until like Logan met like my college roommate, and like they were just chatting, and my college roommate Claire never really said anything to me, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, she leaves toothpaste in the sink all the time. I just clean it out like always when I walk in there." Never thought about it, like just it like didn't even like ever cross my mind. So Logan can't stand that. But to my defense, now our sink doesn't drain well. So like if you don't literally like wipe it out with your hand, which like I got things to do. I don't have time to wash the sink out every single time I brush my teeth. So then if you walk in there, it's probably messy right now. Our sink doesn't drain.
Well, then it's Logan's fault. He needs to take the hair wad out. Have you ever done that?
I've done that.
Does he make you do it?
Yeah.
My Logan does too. He's like, it's your hair. And I'm like, this is a man's job. My dad always did this. All my hair gets caught in the sink.
Yeah.
That is not my job to get the hairball out that's disgusting and stinks. That's the guy's job. And he's like, no, it's your hair.
Yeah, so I feel like I've cleaned it out and I've done the whole drain, the different things, and it's like it still doesn't drain right. I don't know what the issue is, but so it's more often that it gets in there now. But yeah, like whenever, again, this is when I was like, we're doing toxic traits. He's like, oh, your toothpaste in the sink, and I'm like, okay, calm down, buddy. So yeah, that's one of mine.
That's funny. I'm pretty good about that. I normally rinse mine down.
Yeah.
Okay, one of mine is, I don't know if I've mentioned this on here. At restaurants, if I'm given a drink, I am playing with the straw in it. It is not conscious, okay?
Yeah, I feel like I can see
I always do it.
Yeah.
It's just an unconscious thing. Like, it's just like, it makes waitresses think I'm being rude, like I want a refill.
Oh.
Do you know how many times I'm like doing that and they come over and they're like, do you need another drink? And I'm like, no thanks. And it is like I have this much water left, and Logan's like, stop. Like, they're going to think you're being rude, because then I keep doing it, and it's like, I'm not even, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to do that. Or they'll just bring me another drink, and I didn't even want one. It's just like a bad habit of like, I'm just chatting, and I'm just like putting my straw up and down in my ice for funsies, and it's such a bad habit. I really do need to cut that one.
It's okay. We all have our things. Okay, another one I have is whenever I find a new song that I like, I become obsessed with it and play it on like repeat. Like, I'll be like, Logan, I love this new song. He's like, how many times did you listen to it today? And I'm like, 7. He's like, when he hears a new song, he'll like listen to it once and like, he's good. I'm like, if I love the song, I'm gonna keep playing it. Like, I'm just like vibing with it. Like, it's great. And then I'll like overplay it. But yeah, he's like, anytime I send him a song or like tell him about a song, he's like, you've been listening to this all day, haven't you? And I'm like, don't judge me. But yes, I have. So it's not a terrible trait, but it's just something that I'm like, probably shouldn't do that because I probably wear out the song.
How long does it take you to get wore out on a song?
I don't know. I go through phases. Like, I'm really weird with music. I'll like be in a phase where I don't even listen to any music, and then I'll be like listening to the Hamilton soundtrack and then just loving it, or the Wicked soundtrack, and then like we'll listen to like worship for like all day, and then I'm like country. Like, I'm just very all over the place. I bop around too. Yeah. So
my next ones are cooking related.
Okay.
I can't function in the kitchen if someone else is in there. That is my domain. Get it out. I feel like I got this from my dad. Like, I'm just a grouch in the kitchen.
Your dad is like in control of the kitchen when he's in a kitchen.
Yes, right? And it's just like, I think the thing is, like, my mind has so many different things going of like, I've got multiple things cooking and multiple steps, and like, I'm trying to mentally multitask to get everything prepared at one time, that I can't deal with the distraction of you being like physically in my way or like asking me questions.
Yeah.
And like, Logan loves to just like come in and hang out with me while I'm cooking. And then I'm just like such a jerk and so mean, because I'm like, you're literally in my physical way. And then he moves somewhere else and it's like, you're in my way, which also our kitchen's very tiny right now. So it's like, there's 2 places to lean and they're exactly where I need to be. So I am trying to be better at that. Also, this is a pet peeve of Logan's and a toxic trait of mine. I don't use recipes. I cook very intuitively and from the heart.
I think that's really good.
I do too. But Logan is like consistent in life, if nothing else. Like, he measures his coffee with like a knife every morning and a measuring cup, and the meniscus of the water. Like, he makes the most meticulously consistent.
That's like the finance, I feel like precise
He-
numbers.
He
Yes.
doesn't care if it's like fancy beans. He just wants a consistent cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So with my cooking, like I'll make a white chicken chili.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I make it the same every time in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not using a recipe, so it's never the same.
Yeah.
It's like close, but never. So it's like Logan's pet peeve because he's like, that one time it was super good. Write down what you did. And I'm like, I kind of just threw things in.
Yeah.
I don't know what to write down.
Mhm.
So I try to write it down and I try to redo it. And he's like, no, there's something different. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I'm trying to write down like things, but it's also like I'm doing so much in the kitchen. I don't have the time to write it down.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, I feel like I have a very good understanding of like, I can make a gravy from scratch. I can make any type of sauce or like anything from scratch. I know what goes into them. Like I know how to make things, and I love that I've come to that place.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not like I've got like, I'm following a step-by-step recipe. I've always said like, if Logan really took up cooking, he would probably be like a chef.
Okay.
Because he's so meticulous. Every carrot would be cut like the perfect dimensions.
Yeah.
I'm cooking with the heart.
Yeah.
I'm not detail oriented. You're gonna get a good enough meal. Sometimes best meal of your life. Sometimes like that was close, but not the best meal of my life because you've done it better. I'm gonna be like, is what it is. Don't know what I did different.
Perfect example. The brownies. The freaking brownies. I can never make
She's like, but you're like, I want the recipe. And I'm like, I don't know.
I can never make my husband brownies because they will never live up to Rachel's. Like, literally, anytime I make them, and I'll even use her recipe that she sends me, but again, she probably didn't follow it, so it's not exactly.
I really tried to
I
send
know
you,
you did,
and
you
I
did.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Literally cooking the
It's
exact
just
same.
turning out a way.
And then Logan's like, oh, they're good, but they're not Rachel's. And I'm like, oh, right, well, you're sorry about that. But yeah, she's a great cook, great baker.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I'm just not always consistent.
It's okay.
I might give you something one time. Next time it's going to be way different.
That's
And
okay.
for a husband who just likes consistency,
That's hard.
he's like, what is happening in my life? I keep him flexible in
Too.
life. That's what I'm there for.
I have 2 more. How many more do you
3.
have left? Oh, okay. Do you want to do another one and then I'll go and then we'll go back and
Sure.
forth?
I say the word like too much, and I've noticed from this podcast.
Oh, if you start, I'm sure I do too, but it's like when you start listening to like, and you're like, oh, now you're going to start listening probably, you'll hear it all the time, and it's so hard.
It's a filler word. I remember consciously choosing in high school to adopt it into my vocabulary as a filler word because it was like cool at the time. And I think it makes me sound so not literate now. Like I have a good vocabulary, although I mispronounce words all the time because I just make up my own pronunciations. I am an educated woman with a vocabulary that's well read, and I'm talking like I only have 4 words in my vocabulary all the time. And everyone has some sort of filler, like likes, But I feel like I'm getting to the age now where I'm like, see, are you listening now? How much I've been saying it?
Now that you're saying it, and I feel like you're trying to be conscious of it, and it's so hard.
Where I'm trying to become more conscious of putting together sentences without saying it. Like right there, I almost said it 3 times in between because it's just a filler in between my thoughts. But I don't like that because I think it makes me sound like I'm not as intelligent. Not that I'm saying I'm super intelligent, but and no offense to you if you say it a lot either. It's just something I've noticed about myself that I'm like, I don't want my kids to grow up and be, Mom, like, can I have like a cookie or like something? And I'm like, I influence them to do that.
This is my fault. That I feel like is one of the hardest habits to break, like using a word that you don't even think about using. Okay, I have 2 more. Here's one of mine. So, in the middle of the night, this is something I grew up with. Because a lot of these can go back to our parents, and I'm sure when we have kids someday, they're gonna be like, Mom did this, and I'm like, yep, sorry. Whenever so my parents and I we had 1 bathroom downstairs at our house, and I don't know, my mom was a late sleeper, so the thing was if you peed in the middle of the night, you didn't flush. That was just a thing.
Same.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
If you're just peeing and it's the middle of the night.
Yes, period, poop, different story. But if you're just peeing.
Yeah, but if there gets too much pee, too many people want pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It'll get stinky. So you have to. TMI episode. You guys are
Well-
gonna think we're disgusting.
So, and honestly, I've gotten in a better habit of like Logan's like very weirded out by that. So I always try to flush even in the middle of the night, but I'm like I don't want to wake him up. But I guess he doesn't wake up. Not that I pee that much in the middle of the night, but it's like when I like will go to like Pure Barre in the morning, and if I pee, I sometimes don't flush because one Bentley goes crazy, but like
at your house, not at Pure Barre.
no, I'm sorry, yeah,
Okay.
at my house, Pure Barre, I'm flushing the toilet at Pure Barre. So most of the time I do flush. Like I've kind of gotten out of the habit, but there'll be once in a while, or it's like if I'm home and I'm doing a bunch of things and I'll like go pee, I won't even think about it, and then like he'll come home and be like, "Why is this in the toilet?" And I like it's because I think that's still kind of ingrained in me sometimes, and it's always just pee, but he like can't. He like not freaks out, but is like, "Why is there pee in the toilet?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to. I'm not like trying to like consciously leave pee in the toilet."
I feel like I pee so much.
Yeah.
Okay, in your defense, because I'm on board with this, when
Thank
I'm
you.
working from home during the day,
Mhm.
like if I'm peeing 2 times an hour,
Mhm.
I'm saving up flushes like for once every 2
Yeah.
hours because that's going to be like 5 flushes. No, it doesn't matter on our plumbing if I
Yeah.
flush that much. I understand that. But I feel like it's literally like I'm peeing so much, it's like water, and you wouldn't know
Yeah.
if it weren't for the little piece of toilet paper in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if I wasn't a girl.
Yeah.
And like it's not like it's stinky or anything.
Yeah.
I clean my toilet like with toilet bowl cleaner literally daily.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like care about flushing every time I pee.
Yeah.
If I'm out in public, but I'm with you on this one. Like conserve the flushes. And I know like maybe during the day people are like that's stupid. And it's not like I'm like always like oh I'm not flushing. It's just like sometimes like it's like I pee back
Yeah.
to back and
Yeah.
I'm like okay, let's wait for a little.
Yeah.
I can't really justify it, but
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. So, okay, what's your next one?
okay, my next one is so I have gotten into this bad habit this past year in my year of restfulness. So I my whole life have woken up before 6 a.m. Like
You truly
since
have.
like early elementary school even. So my household was just a household where everybody was up by 5 a.m.
Your dad, I remember, be up so early.
My mom is for her job, my brother, everyone. So it feels like if you're sleeping past like 5:30, especially past 6 a.m., like you are missing out on life. Everyone's up and at it, like you're lazy. Like
Yeah.
no one ever said, oh, you're lazy if you sleep in, but it just felt like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's up and then they have to be quiet because you're still sleeping.
Yep.
So my whole life, like I've gotten up early, even when I've needed more sleep, even when I've been tired. Like high school, I wasn't going to bed till like 11:30, and I'm getting up like 5:30 a.m. every day, okay? I'm going to the gym, I'm doing devotions in the morning,
Yeah.
like all this stuff. And it's just like now I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, why have I been doing this? And I've been in this year of slowing down and resting.
Mhm.
And my husband is like, sleep till the last minute, go to bed early. He loves his sleep.
Mhm.
And I've always been like, no, that's lazy, that's lazy. And when we first got married, like, I was still up at 5:30 every day, like going to 5 a.m. spin class
Mhm.
before I had to go into work and like all this stuff and still going to bed late. It was just like a constant state of exhaustion. And so I've gotten in this bad habit this year of still thinking like mentally, like, no, I need to get up early. So I set an alarm for 5:30 or 6 every day. This is every day, Jensen. And then I snooze it. And then I snooze it again. And I've never in my life snoozed alarms. I've been like out of bed first thing. But I've really made some changes this past year. And then I wait to get up with Logan's alarm at 7 a.m. And he is like to me every day, he's like, turn your alarm off. You wake up at 7 now. You wake up at 7. It's okay.
He's like, you won't let
He's
that
like,
go.
it is okay. You wake up at 7. Turn your alarm off and just use mine. And so this past month, I've gotten a little better with that where I'm like, okay, I don't need to set that alarm because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to wake up at that time. And I've justified it in my mind that someday I'm going to have kids and be the most sleep deprived of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stock up on sleep now. We
True.
literally this winter have been like going to sleep. I'm not kidding. 8:30, 9 p.m.
I love that.
Sleeping till 7 a.m. And I'm like, I am well rested. And this is like the first time in my life I really feel like that. And I'm
Good
like,
for you.
I am going to just keep keep doing this because I'm in the place in life where I can, and then one day I won't be, and that's fine, and I'll get back to that I'm not lazy mindset. But it's not lazy to sleep in. I'm taking care of myself. So anyway,
we can plug in our. We said we'd be better at this. Our little blueprint for the year.
Oh yeah.
Our March focus is sleep and rest. So I just want to add, I took 2 naps this week, which if you know me,
it's crazy.
I will take 2 naps in like the span of 6 months usually. So I was just like, it's my week off, and I was kind of tired, and I was sitting on the couch after doing some chores, and I was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes, and it was great. So my word of the year is rest, also. So I'm just trying to rest.
Good,
so.
Jensen.
But I only have one more.
Okay.
I don't even know if this is real. I don't even think it's a thing. Logan. Logan says that I drink water weird. I can't wait for him to listen to this episode. He has not been consistently listening, which I don't know what's up with that, but he needs to listen to this one because he'll be like, yup. He says that I drink and swallow water weird. Do you think I drink and swallow water weird?
Now I'm gonna have to observe. I feel like sometimes you like intensely drink, like it's like almost like a chug, like you're like desperate.